Assalamu alaikum to episode 3. Yes, correct. Episode 3 of the Maidens of Jannah series, where we will be continue discussing one of the exquisite delights of the paradise. Damn, Don Juan would be proud. Anyways, so let's begin. So the Maidens of Jannah consists of two parties. So the human woman and the horde. So the human woman will be recreated into a new, beautiful state. We created them as a new creation, and we made them as virgins, loving to their husbands, equal in age. Surah Al-Waqi'ah, ayah 35 to 37. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows intensely what you desire because, of course, He created you. And what I want to point out is the emphasis on virginity, loving an equal age. Because virginity is treasured because it alludes to youth. And youth indicates fertility, good health, and a lower chance of infidelity. And all men desire this, and even the cosmetics industry knows this because they developed a narrative that, clear skin, big eyes, lustrous hair is the image of an appealing woman. So that's the image that they portray, which aligns with, good health, which is desirable in a mate. So in the paradise, the human woman who will be recreated, they will not lose their desirability, which is the phenomenon that occurs in this life, as is abundantly, I shouldn't say abundantly clear, but which is clear. And also, a big point is the human women are superior to the horde. So, yeah. Salama radiallahu anha narrates that she said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "O Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, are the women of this world superior to the horde?" Now, big question. He replied, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "The women of this world will have superiority over the whores, just as the outer lining of a garment has superiority over the inner lining." Salama radiallahu anha then asked, "O Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what is the reason for this?" He answered, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because they performed salah, fasted, and worshipped Allah. Allah will put light on their faces and silk on their bodies. The human woman will be fair in complexion and will wear green clothing and yellow jewelry. The incense burners will be made of pearls, and the combs will be made of gold. They will say, "We are the woman who will stay forever, and we will never die. We are the woman who will always remain in comfort, and we will never undergo any difficulty. We are the woman who will stay, and we will never leave. Listen, we are happy women who will never become sad. Glad tidings to those men for whom we are and who are for us." So, a few commentary on this hadith, just my own thoughts. So the section where it says the incense burner made of pearls and the gold comb, it's interesting when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about these things because, it's quite like a miscellaneous good, like a gold comb. You're not exactly going to dream about a gold comb, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is exalting the value of such seemingly minuscule goods to allude to the fact that the bigger treasures are even more significant, more superior. Because if the comb is made out of gold, if the incense burner is made out of pearls, what about the actual food, the clothing, the woman, etc.? Yeah, so those will no doubt be more glamorous than, said gold comb. And the last sentence in which says that glad tidings to those men who for whom we are and who are for us. So it's very interesting in that uh, yeah, nice gap. Anyways, so my sheikh said that marriage is like a knot, right? In that it's highly resilient and it like cannot be undone easily. Also, just to clarify, it's not to say that it's oppressive or that it's restrictive. No, like it's quite the opposite. It's able to endure like much hardship and much strain. So it's a miracle that two people can share such a deep bond and a union exists within humans that can trump all hardship. I mean, you can look at the research, like married people live longer, have less likelihood of contracting diseases, have like just overall greater life expectancy. Like if you're married, your quality of life just increases. And that's not a coincidence. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us to live in this state, in this union. So yeah, so the imagery of marriage as a knot um, is quite interesting. And it's also common in the Greeks. They have something called like love knots. If I'm bothered, I'll post images, which symbolizes the same thing. A union which is very special and cannot be undone. And yeah, the woman will be always in a cheerful and radiant mood, as the hadith expressed. Moving on to the Hoor. So Hoors are celestial women created specifically for the occupants of Jannah. So a Hoor is a young, beautiful, fair-skinned woman with intensely dark eyes. It would also mean that her beauty will dumbfound and astonish others. The meaning of Ayn is a woman with big, attractive eyes, which is also considered a sign of beauty. And I was just reading just now like a fact that big eyes are synonymous with a feminine face. So yeah, I found that insightful. What do I have here? Yeah, so the word hood, like I always love it when like you trace the Arabic origin of the word because it offers so much more meaning. So the word hood means that when he looks at her, he's lost in her beauty. And hood refers to the actual pupil. And ayn meaning he's lost and memorized by her beauty. So yeah, hood line. There you go. Another thing is that there'll be so as we'll learn in the upcoming episodes, a man can take 72 wives in paradise. Musab would be pleased. Yeah, so 72 wives. So there will be no jealousy between the co-wives. It's very interesting because David Buss, evolutionary psychologist, says that jealousy is a psychological adaptation that's designed to eliminate threats, perceived threats in a relationship. So in Jannah, you don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about some person eyeing your partner or possible concerns about infidelity or whatever. None of that stress in Jannah. None of that. And it's like the last sentence of the previous hadith says, glad tidings to those men for whom we are and who are for us. So yeah, alhamdulillah, a lot of headache is diverted. Another interpretation of the ayah equal in age in Surah Al-Waqi'ah is to ensure that they get along with one another. Because normally in this dunya, disputes arise in marriage, which is common, but not in the paradise. And in Surah Ghashiyah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا تسمعوا فيها لاغية, where they will heed no harmful speech or falsehood. So no jealousy, no hatred, and no malice. Yeah, so none of this, because it would because it's quite a responsibility to juggle multiple wives. So there'll be none of this, none of the resentment. I'll say that. Yeah. So a hadith in Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim mentions that the hearts of the people of the paradise will be one, and there will not be any difference between them. So complete unity. SubhanAllah, like how rare is it to have unity in this life? Like in marriages, in relationships, in towns, in nations. Come on. So, and it's like how, and it's similar to how our body works. When we touch something, our brain instinctively tells our limb to retract. So, this vessel, this body operates as one. Just like the people of paradise will also think as one. And yeah, that brings us to the end of today's episode. Inshallah, yeah, wait, can I speak? So, yeah, alhamdulillah. So, the next episode will actually be interesting because it's just a bit of foreshadowing here. It actually dives into the magnificence of the Woman of Paradise. So, inshallah, you can catch that one. But in the meantime, Assalamu alaikum.